the founders, 0 point and dimensions. 0 point and dimensions, the founders. Our previous message was a brief summary of what's taken place on Earth and within the solar system. Today, we would like to discuss how and why the electromagnetic null zone or galactic shift is a catalyst for ascension and massive changes within the Earth herself and within human beings and other life forms. As stated previously, at some point this channel will incorporate artwork, diagrams, and tables to help portray the ideas being generated here. Yeah, but will it answer all that is needed to be answered, or just more gibberishes that doesn't take me, at least me, to the depths of the rabbit hole? We understand most of you rely on a more visual approach. Yeah, those who you have to draw on in order to understand. If not, they don't get it. As we have stated in numerous times, your language is very limited and does not have adequate words and phrases to describe many of these ideas. For now, we will attempt to transmit the understandings regarding the density and dimensional changes that will take place during the galactic shift. How to access the various dimensions of the universe. That once when we reach that level, or when maybe for some when they die, but that's gonna be a very few who are well vested in manipulate fields. To help you understand the shift you are going through, we will discuss how the various densities and dimensions of the universe are constructed. We promise to use easy to understand terminology as we venture forth into this arena. We will not detail the individual levels, as that is contained within other books, including our first ebook in the channel's hard copy book, Life on the Cutting Edge. Rather, this discussion will focus on how to go between the two different densities and dimensions. As we stated in one of our previous messages, there are doorways between the dimensions of our Creator's universe, called by various earth names including stargates, portals, vortex, mini wormholes, etc. Not all of these terms are accurate. For example, a vortex is merely a concentrated area of EM energy, usually where two or more ley lines come together, and it is only when EM energy is configured in a certain way that you have a device or area capable of providing a dimensional shift. You have a term used by some of your advised mathematicians and physical scientists called 0 point. This refers to the exact balance point between the polarities of an EM field, or rather, the point at which the polarity collapses or becomes essentially non-existent. At the point of zero polarity, a portal, stargate, or mini wormhole is formed, link your third dimension to other dimensions, although this is a greatly oversimplified explanation. Another way of stating this is that your third dimensional universe is constructed of polarized EM fields that overlap one another in a way that creates continuity within 3D time space. Why these aliens make things so complicated and so simple actually? Of course, you have your gravitational and nuclear forces as well, but these have more to do with the affinity of objects and levels of consciousness existing within your 3D time space, and less to do with the ways your 3D time space interfaces with one other dimensions of our Creator's universe. Your creator is which Lucifer, right? Your creator, not the prime the prime source, but your creator, because you're a Luciferian. I feel that. This channel in his book on the nature of the universe, life on the cutting edge, differentiate between densities and dimensions. No, there's a difference between frequencies and dimensions. Dimensions are almost like densities. Frequencies is yet another thing, and in keeping with the consistency of his definitions, we will do the same. When we are talking about planes, subplanes, and realms of existence within the universe, we will refer to the major characteristics of these planes as dimensions. When we are discussing the vibratory state of a specific beings, objects, or energy fields exist within a given dimension or dimensions, we will use the term density. For example, you can be a fourth density being, meaning that your dominant level of vibration is that of fourth density, but you can experience the third dimension while in that state. Why not? Do we have any choice about the way while we are in this body? I don't think so. To digress briefly in order to make this point more clear, beings vibration at various densities can visit or experience dimensions that do not correspond directly to their level of vibration. While third-dimensional beings typically have third-density bodies, you who are reading this are mostly vibrating at fourth density. Chat, you are still interacting in the third dimension. Yeah, let's not fly high and imagine that we already are being of 50 dimensions above the fourth dimension. We are still on the third dimension, okay? And many people are operating in this level, unfortunately. I would say, because that's why men still are not evolving as they should be. Aside as many misery yet existent in this world because of the level of frequency, not just densities, but of frequency of those people. This distinction between densities and dimensions will come in handy in our future discussions. Resuming our discussion of portals and stargates, you will find that our Creator's universe is designed using several energy configurations, which we'll call sacred geometries. This is Lucifer, don't bluff here, please. I know. Our definitions of sacred geometry will be precisely this. the energy configurations of our Creator's universe, your Creator's, not mine, not the original source, yours Creator's, and your Creator is not the same as ours, or at least my Creator. You will note that the primary configurations evident, at least to you in 3D space-time, are the cycle, the spiral, and various derivatives of the triangle. The square, which you will see often in your manufactured lifestyle, acts as a base or foundation for triangular forms, such as the base of a pyramid. The square is the most dense and stable of the forms and represents a state of stagnation when souls are at rest in the energy of the square. The circle, on the other hand, represents the point of the greatest fluidity, since it is the shape of all structures as they approach a singularity. The singularity is the actual doorway or portal between dimensions. At the exact point of the singularity, you are in the void, or the unmanifested creation. This is the 0 point. You can think of this as the point within the mind of God that some of your teachers refer to. This universe began as a point within the mind of God and then expanded itself in the manner your scientists refer to as the Big Bang, until all that you see and experience was brought into manifestation. The geometric configurations that exist between the square and the cycle, or between the base dimension and the singularity, are both beautiful and complex, and the forms are divergent, or if the forms are divergent, meaning they are emanating from a point and growing in size and scope, then a dimensional realm is forming or becoming more evident. If the forms are converging, meaning they are diminishing in size and scope, they are moving toward the singularity and are thus approaching the point of dimensional shift in preparation for ascending or descending along the dimensional continuum. One of the simplest examples of this involves the tetrahedron or pyramidal structure, whereby two pyramids are stacked base to base to form an object similar to a four-sided cut and polished diamond. Wow! At the base of each pyramid is the square, the most stable part of the object. When a soul is experiencing the energies of the square, he or she is completely solidified within the dimension that is formed by the tetrahedron. Note, you can also have a triangular pyramid. A pyramid with a triangular base, but such an object is actually less stable than the four-sided pyramid in most cases. At the apex or capstone of each of the pyramids forming the tetrahedron, you have the singularity or portal or stargate that allows the soul to move from one dimension to another. In the example of the tetrahedron, you can have one pyramid pointing up arbitrarily and one pointing down again arbitrarily. The up-facing pyramid has a capstone that represents the portal or stargate that is accessed in order to move into a higher dimension. The down-facing pyramid has a capstone that represents the portal or stargate that is accessed in order to move into a lower dimension. If you can visualize tetrahedrons stacked end to end across the universe, you can have the most basic concept of how the dimensions of the universe are constructed and how they are accessed. Some of your scientists have correctly postulated that black holes are doorways between the dimensions. I always thought that that's the case. I always thought this way. And many have envisioned the idea of traveling into the center of galaxies and through the black holes in the hope of entering another universe or realm. I still think there is something beyond that. We need to differentiate between the black holes at the galactic core of most galaxies and the many black holes and many wormholes that exist everywhere throughout 3D time-space. The massive black holes that exist at the center of various heavenly bodies, such as galaxies, quasar clusters, and interstellar gazes, are links between this local universe and other universe. Yeah, we know, we were right. Or what have been called parallel universes. Yes, the many black holes and the many wormholes that exist in great numbers within so-called ordinary time and space are the portals and the stargates. Yeah, correct. That allow you to travel between the dimensions of this local universe. So those small portholes and wormholes and black holes cater just to this universe. You see, the solar universe, the solar system, or this universe. However, the large one, the big one, goes to yet another multiverses. You understand? Just what I always thought. I always had this feeling that it's so, that the black holes goes through other multiverses, and not even aliens are able to penetrate that. They are still trying to, but find it very hard. You see, because it goes to another multiverse. It's almost impossible for us to go with even the etheric body. However, those one that is the mini ones, the small ones, with small versions, caters for just this quadrant, this universe, that we live, and Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Mars, etc. While there are similarities between the mini black holes and the massive black holes, the levels they access are very different. In addition to the triangular-based geometry energy configurations, you have various derivatives including octahedrons, is 8 sides, isocahedrons, dodecahedrons, dodecahedrons, dodecahedrons. We will not take time right now to elaborate on these forms, as you can find examples of them on your internet. The spiral is a very unique form and a design of the cosmos. You will find that the concept of time, as well as the idea of evolution and the construction of all life forms, are based on the spiral. Although it is not entirely accurate, you can think of the triangles, pyramids, tetrahedrons, isocahedrons, dodecahedrons, squares, circles, and singularities as part of the inanimate universe, or the basic building blocks of the universe. While you can think of the spiral and its associated fractals and patterns as the animate building blocks of life itself, existing within the inanimate framework of the universe. Wow! No wonder some people have curly hair. The curly hair itself represents a spiral. Another way of thinking of this is to introduce the concept of momentum or angular velocity. All animate forms within the universe have to some degree a momentum or movement of consciousness and form within the relatively static structure of the base universe. Spirals are formed when inanimate or alive objects, that is sentient, are rotated or moved through an EM field. Although gravitational and nuclear forces are technically in the form of spirals when examined in great depth and with proper instrumentation. The most obvious energy field acting upon inanimate objects is the EM field. Since the Godhead consists of both internal changeless consciousness and ever-moving consciousness, the movement of consciousness as it traverses the static changeless base form of consciousness creates spiral and fractal patterns of energy within this threshold changeless aspect of God. Your scientists call the base or stratum the Bose-Einstein condensate. As temperatures approach what you call absolute zero, you discover this static state of the universe. At absolute zero, all motion ceases and you have the pure changeless consciousness of the primordial God essence. Might be beautiful. might be beyond the explanation of feelings. You will find that this changeless state also appears at the exact point of the singularities, existing an infinite number throughout the Creator's universe. Concurrently, you will find that the 0 point of absolute neutrality between the polarity of an EM field are also the points of aesthetics, changeless consciousness within the mind of God. We have so far discussed at least 3 ways of assessing the internal changeless aspect of the Creator. First, through the removal of all thermodynamic elements from regions of space, thereby creating absolute zero temperature, meaning no movement of particles or consciousness, a state called the Bose-Einstein condensate by some physicists. 2. I already tried to go this by the mind, but it was almost impossible. Since I was 12-year-old, I tried to go to this state, but it's very difficult because your minds are always moving, and it's so difficult to concentrate and go to that state of 0 point. 2. Through moving along the converging sides of a pyramidal type structure into the singularity at the apex or capstones of the structure, which essentially means entering the many black holes and mini wormholes that exist throughout 3D time-space. How we do that? I know that certain houses have the triangle shape, especially the ones where I have been born with. Always have that triangle shape architecture, which I love. 3. By entering into the point of exact neutrality between the polarities of the EM field, the region called 0 point by some of your scientists. It's important for us to remind you, dear creators, that no matter how you access this internal unchanged aspect of God, you are essentially at the same point beyond all time and space when you enter into this state of being. Whether or not you enter a mighty black hole in a galaxy billions of light years from the Milky Way, or you enter in through the 0 point of an EM field in your own earthly laboratory, or you construct a pyramid in your living room and learn how to activate the capstone in such a way that you pass through the singularity into the next dimension. At the point of singularity, you are in the same exact point as you are in the distant galaxy. Every point within the mind of God is the same point, because the concept of time and space does not exist in the changeless internal state. It is all the way goes to the bay. Your rational mind will have a hard time grasping this concept, but you can visualize it to some extent when you apply this idea to consciousness instead of a static geometrical state of 3D time space. It makes perfect sense. All systems of meditations, all paths to enlightenment involve the same idea. By quieting the mind, you enter into the still timeless realms of pure spirit. When there is no movement of consciousness, you position yourself automatically within the singularity, and therefore within the point of internal unchanging God consciousness. So I'm gonna